Yo, 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 what's good? We are back. We are live. And for the first time in a while, I got my co-host with me. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. I had to go get my power ring.
The one, the only, Mr. Ghost himself. We finally got him back in the building. It's feeling good.
Feeling good, feeling great.
So listen, brother, last I checked, you just had something pretty significant happen in your life. I believe you ain't got married. First and foremost, congratulations, man. I'm extremely, extremely happy for you.
Yeah, man. Got everything settled up. You know, I picked the right wife, the right in-laws. Thank God.
That's always that's always important. Trust me, I know. It's very, very important, brother. I've been over here trying to make up for streams. You know, you were on a little vacation, rightfully so. But then, me being on vacation and all the crazy times I had before the week, I've been streaming all week long. So I've been trying to make up that lost time, and in the time of doing so, I've come across some people saying some wow stuff. I mean, some of it absolutely mind blowing. And y'all see the title. Um, I'm gonna start off with that because we might as well hit them right where it hurts right from the beginning, right? Lamar Jackson, to me, is the best player in the NFL, hands down, no questions asked. And I say this because no quarterback, and I mean none, can do what Lamar Jackson does. But Lamar Jackson can do what every other quarterback does. And I think we all agree nowadays that the QB is the most important position on the field, and probably the most, I want to say, the position you need the most, right? To actually win in the football and in the NFL. Before we go forward, we got Miss Yolanda in the building.
Thank you. Glad to be
Husband.
back.
Yeah, yeah. We listen. It's about time, right, Yolanda? Tell them it's about time.
Look, I got to straighten up everything this weekend because you know what next weekend is. So I'm getting my little chores in order. Fold my little clothes back up and everything.
I hear that. We got Mr. Jada Six in the building. How you doing, sir? We lit. We lit. We got one of the goats in the building. Open mic with OTR Mike. And listen, anybody that views this before, after, whether it's on the rewatch or you're viewing live, tune in to my boy Jay and Mike. All right, open mic with OTR Mike. That man talks about anything and everything under the sun. Great shows. You need something to listen to when you ride into work. Turn that man on and tune in, and you will not be upset. I promise that.
Look, I'm put a little pressure on Mike because Jay is sneakerhead. Mike, what's the shoe game gonna be like on at the meet and greet?
Ooh, that's
I mean,
tough. See,
he might
I,
want to
I won't
know.
even, I'm not a sneakerhead, so I won't even touch any of y'all shoe game. It's
Oh,
not my
I'm not a
thing.
sneaker.
I'm more of a comfortable. I like to wear what's comfortable.
I got
That's just
maybe
me.
two pair at a time. That's at most, and usually they're all black. The wife bought me some white ones for Christmas just so I'd have something other than all black.
You mean something other than demon time? Because you always on demon time
Hey, when
every time.
they said black forces, I was like, why would you wear any other color forces?
Listen, you supposed to. I mean, we got to get away from that.
Yeah,
Exactly my point. I don't know if I'm going for comfort. I'd go for. I'm all for comfort because you know what? That whole meet and greet is gonna be about having a good time. And when you comfortable, you can let loose, boy. When you when you going all dressed up, you like I can't really two step the way I want two step. because I can't roll my shoes.
Boy, you about to be trying to 5.6 step. I already know you're gonna be out there acting a fool.
Hey. Now I'm more reserved than it would seem. I'm gonna be sitting there quiet, like I don't know anything going on. I'm like, I don't know. Should I? You know,
As
sit
hype
there
as
and
you are
reserve.
right now, in a closet in a room, I already know.
I'm not in the closet, sir. I'm not in the closet, sir. But I am extremely hyped. I'm extremely hyped. You know why? I'm extremely hyped. I got my co-host back, and I just love what we do, man. I love putting the content out there. I love engaging with the people. That stuff brings life to me. You know, it pumps the juices in me, gets my blood flowing, gets me going. I absolutely love it.
We don't
That,
want to hear about juices being pumped into
come on, man. Why we gotta go there?
you.
Pause. I am gonna pause that though, because that's wild. That's wild. I don't even know.
Been about
I don't
two
even know
weeks.
how I let that go. Pause. Pause. Let's see. That man OTR Mike, he making you think critically. Listen, he do got the late night studio voice, right? You know
Quiet
what I'm saying?
storm.
I be having issues because I can't when I'm leaving for work early in the morning. You know, I go in for 6.
You start
So
staying
I'm
awake.
I'm out
You
there
be
5 something
sleeping.
on the road. I'm like, what can I listen to? Put OTR Mike on. I'm like, yo, man, his voice too smooth. It's too smooth. Too smooth.
See, I usually save his streams for the last leg of the drive because I'm like, that's gonna be that last leg when you almost there. You can actually focus on what he's saying and why you drive because you in the middle and you still try to look at the GPS where you going, how soon you gonna be there. I say that for the last leg of the drive.
Hey, you're right, Mike. It's gonna be a lot of moving and shaking. I mean, not for me, but it's gonna be some good partying. Even Yolanda, she gonna be there. She can't wait. For those who don't know what's going on, August the 4th, right? When you play this back, or if you're watching live, the meet and greet, the roundup meet and greet. Listen, it is going to be a party. You get your tickets at eventbrite.com. Hop up there, get your tickets, get them now. We are all going to be there. It's going to be a good time. And I want to thank these brothers again for putting the show on and putting on the event. OTR Mike, Jose and Brodney of Lunch Break Hot Take, Hendo of the Rogue Pod, Coach Evans, Sip to Tally Films, um, and Chris just joking from the what is his podcast? Oh wow, I'm losing my mind. Purple Rain podcast? Nah, I don't remember. But we had a hold on. My okay, there we go. He's back. I thought he disappeared on me for a second here.
I heard put y'all on the spot and all of a sudden, that ghost thing happened.
And that ghost thing happened. Yeah, that's what you do, right? And then out like the wind.
Look,
He,
they got me dancing about 2-3 times on the wedding weekend. That's all. That's all they got.
yeah, Chris the Joker from the Deep Cover Podcast, which they do some great work, great film study and stuff over there, just like Coach Evans. Definitely get into their podcast as well. When I tell you, this group of fellas not only does great work, but they push you to do great work as well. Absolutely amazing community. Everybody here is family. If you want to be a part of something, that's what you be a part of right there. And just so y'all know, Air Maxes is always a go. I love it. Listen, Air Maxes are not only stylish, they're comfortable. Lately, for me, and I don't know how this ended up the subject. We'll get back to what we were talking about in a minute. But for me lately, I've been in the Puma. Call me old school, but my thing is Puma, man. I love wearing Puma. Every single one of their shoes is comfortable, and you can get some good looking ones that you won't see anybody else with. So that's kind of my thing.
I mean, old school's the Converse weapons, the 700
That
series New Balance.
no, that's classic, is what that is. That's classic. There's old school, then there's classic. That's classic. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother level right there. Them joints was not that comfortable to me though, at all.
I wear 13s, and comfort is not really. You don't get the same amount of cushioning once you get past size 11. They kind of be like, "Hey,
I
we can
wear
only fit
I,
much by
listen,
me."
I wear size 12. So this is why I say Puma. I love Puma so much because I get some darn good cushioning in Pumas with my size 12. And you're absolutely right though, because once you get past 11, it is tough to find shoes that's suitable for a foot that size. And me wearing a size 12, which I know you're probably like, hold on, what you mean you wear a size 12? Well, you told me you was all of 5'8". Yes, you hear that right. 5'8", and I wear a size 12. That's just I was born this way.
Got a homeboy. He's 6'5", and he's a basketball player. He wears like size 9 or 10.
Yeah,
And
nah. That's
right, so my shoe size is like 3 sizes bigger than his, but he's like 5 or 6 inches taller than me. And it's just like people are like, oh, people just assume, oh yeah, he wears what you wear, 14? I was like, I wear 13. Then I asked him, so what do you wear, like a 15? He's like, nah, I wear like a 9 or 10. He's like, people are just like, what?
yeah. It's pretty awkward. It's pretty awkward. Like it's backwards. Not what you would expect. Okay, now we done fell way off the topic, so I'm gonna try to slide back into the topic here. Lamar Jackson, best player in the NFL. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, he's definitely the best player. Some people are gonna say, okay, well, as a pure quarterback, they feel like Mahomes might be more talented, and Lamar is right there with them. They're 1-2, 2-1. But his overall athleticism, I mean, if you're telling me I got to build a team, I'm taking L-Jack first because there's so much more I can do with him. You can't. You can teach fundamentals. You can teach the basics. You can help talent. Athleticism is just there. It's not.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's kind of my argument, right? Lamar's gonna go out there and carry a team like he did the Ravens the last few years with virtually no help, even for the defensive side at times. But there was times where our defense played absolutely lights out, and they helped him. But the things this man does on the football field is second to none. I mean, how many people, how many quarterbacks do you actually give a chance to go out and win and get to the playoffs with the roster we had the few years prior? My answer is none. I think Pat Mahomes even would struggle to get 10 wins with our prior roster, mainly because his his Pat Mahomes' key ability is his way to get open, right, or get away from sacks and then make the right pass. Here's the problem: the last few years, Lamar's not only done that, but he had to run the ball a lot, like a whole lot. That's not something you're going to get from Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes isn't going to give you 1,000 yards on the ground, right? And Lamar gave you that not because he wanted to, because he had to. I don't see Pat Mahomes succeeding in that offense that we had in years prior with that roster.
Well,
Now, if he was in
also,
that offense that had some real weapons, maybe. But
you got to think about if the drops that occurred frequently throughout Lamar's career hadn't happened, his stats would be much higher. But one way or another, his stats would be way higher because a lot of those drops stopped third downs, and some of those drops were easy 50, 60-yard bombs that just dropped off the guy's hand that would lead him for a touchdown. That amount of drops impacts your statistical categories hugely. And I mean, at least one year, the Raiders were leading in drops.
yeah. So Mr. J says I got to give it to the two-time, should be three-time Super Bowl champ on that one, but Lamar is close. So he feels Pat Mahomes is the best player in the NFL. I think I agree with you where I feel Lamar Jackson is the best player in the NFL, but Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. It's two different things for me. If you're going to pick a quarterback to lead your franchise, yes, take Pat Mahomes. I get it. But if you're going to pick a player who can carry your franchise. Give me give me Lamar Jackson because we both know this Baltimore Ravens front office has no idea how to draft offense. We have no idea how to put together an offense,
or cornerback,
especially especially huh?
or cornerback.
Yeah, I'll give you that one too.
Well,
Um,
linebacker. We have two failed linebackers as it is.
well,
we
we've done successful things over the years at linebacker though. I mean, we've had a few
over the
successful
years.
cornerbacks too.
You say over the years, you got Ray Lewis, Suggs, Peter Boulware was pretty good, and C.J. Mosley. After that, it was kind of just like fill-ins. You could say safety, but the only safety that our number one safety in all of the team history was a free agent. Tell me the safety they drafted.
It was I mean Ed Reed, but you know
They didn't draft him.
that's about it. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't draft Ed Reed, so we drafted a good linebacker, a great all-time great linebacker, an all-time great offensive tackle. But outside of that, we're just hitting here and there. I can't. That's our next week. That's our stream. The best player that the Ravens have drafted at each position.
It's not gonna be a lot of good names on that list.
That's the whole point, though. I mean, you said they drafted good offense, but what defense did they draft? They
I
drafted
don't,
Ray,
that's
Peter
true.
Boulware, maybe Suggs, but I mean, outside of that, name somebody in the front seven they drafted that was Haloti Nada. Almost
But
forgot
yeah, I
about him.
was Florida, but
But you're hitting one position out of every 7 or 8 years. Doncic. You
listen, I
you
I
say
think
he's
the
the best
spin move
quarterback.
was so slow that it faked the defender out. It looked like that Tom Brady juke move that he did to Brian Urlacher years ago. You remember that?
If it worked, it counts.
Yeah, no, it absolutely counts. And it absolutely worked. It's just I understand what he's saying. He is slow, but that to me that makes the point of Lamar Jackson being the best player in the league. I mean, he's got a great arm. He's decently accurate, right?
No,
He's
he's
got I'd
very
say more than decent. He's very accurate.
for the
And then on
windows here.
top of that, he's probably faster than every running back in the league. So look at that. That he's beyond a dual threat. Like the standard dual threat can run probably with the running backs, right?
He is.
He can
He's all.
outrun the running backs. Like,
He's taller than his receivers, so he could probably go out wide and just you throw him a fade pass.
well, according to him, he can't catch the ball with a dog. Remember that
Um,
that's what he said his
I
rookie
feel
season.
like that's one of them things when they do a flea flicker, be like, hey, don't worry about me, I can't catch, and then he takes off.
It's got to be like an extended handle for him, right? Because according to him, he can't catch. I'm just saying that's what he said. Okay, so we seem to agree on this. Now, this next one, I think we'll probably agree on too. But Rock Yassin versus MP Juice, man. I don't want to ask who's the better cornerback,
I'll take devil's advocate.
but is Rock Yassin really an upgrade over MP Juice, man?
All right, I'm taking devil's advocate on this one. MP is smarter. He's probably more athletic. He does have the better leadership qualities. But with our current defense, Rocky Sin is probably our better choice. Why? Marlowe's going to be Marlowe. And Rocky Sin just has to be decent and be in the right place. Now, them 50-50 jump balls over T. Higgins or, sometimes if Jamar Chase lines up on that side and we don't have Marlowe following, he's going to lose some of those. Every cornerback's going to lose some of those. Cornerback only has to get beaten once to look bad. He can stop you 20 times and lose and get one jump ball thrown, and that's all everybody talks about. But watching his tape, he is pretty solid. Now, when QBs have thrown at him often, it's like QB is like, Dion kind of would sag off to get the QB to throw. When he's in that trail technique, QBs know, okay, I can get him. But when he's hip to hip, QB see he's hip to hip, or they see he's in phase, and they go the other way. So when he's thrown at, he's completed on very well, but he's not thrown on at that often.
Now, I have to ask though, could it be because when he's hip to hip, the QB just looks over, sees somebody else open? Because if I'm a QB and I'm scanning the field, I'm going to look for the receiver that's the most open, right? And if nobody's open at that point, I'm throwing to whatever receiver gives me the best chance to get a play made.
Right.
So
he's very.
I guess the question is
the time.
I guess the question is, because if you look at let's compare that to MP, right? MP sags off, he'll beat you into throwing his way. Some QBs go for it, some don't. But MP can also play hip to hip and still cover, still get the pick, or still get the batted pass, right? So I think MP is a way better playmaker. But I also think with Rocky Sin, here's what you're going to have to worry about. He can be hip to hip all he wants, right? Receivers, they like to use double cuts now, especially against our defense. Without having what I feel is a secure safety over top, because Kyle Hamilton is going to be on that side of the field. Based off how the defensive line aligned up last year, Kyle Hamilton would be the safety on that side of the field. Do we really trust the combination of Kyle Hamilton and Rocky Singh to cover one half of the football field? I don't. I don't personally.
So here's the real matchup between Rocky Sin versus MP. Rocky Sin is the consistent corner. His only knock is the completion percentage. I mean, I feel you, Mike. I feel you because I know MP, so I trust him more. But the biggest knock on Rocky Sin is not how many balls have been caught against him. It's that when balls are thrown his way, pause. When the QB throws his way, that he has there's a high completion percentage against him, but that's when the QB throws his way. But the amount of receptions against him isn't really high enough to say we need to worry. It's like, okay, he gave up 50 catches last year. And they'll say, okay, well, that's not high, but the amount of times that the QB threw at him, it was completed 67% of the time. Okay, that's cool, but it's only 50 catches. You're talking about 18 games. So you're talking about 2 or 3 catches a game. It happens.
Yeah, but let's look at who he played for last year, right? He played for the Raiders.
So they were on the field on defense more than they should have been because their offense was.
Hold on. I'll give you that, right? But who was the other corner for the Raiders? It was Anthony Avery. I want you to think about that. In Baltimore, we praised Anthony Avery, right? Because he got better and better and better. But he was still, even when he got to his best, he was still the highest targeted corner, one of the highest targeted corners in the league. He goes to Las Vegas, and it's still the same thing. They still target Anthony Avery. So, of course, he's going to have less targets. But if I'm looking as a defender, right, or if I'm even as a quarterback, right, if I'm looking and I say, okay, I'm going to complete 67% of my passes against this guy, then I'm going to target him unless the other guy's worse. So now you come to Baltimore, right? You're Rocky C. You come to Baltimore, and you get Marlon Humphrey. Oh, Marlon didn't give up a single touchdown last year. And completion percentage against him is in the dirt.
He gave up 2 on zone coverage plays. So, no, they were not assigned to him, but they were in his zone, and he was arm in arm with the receiver who caught it right over him. So
basically, they finagled the stats.
Yeah, they finagled that.
So let's go with that though. Let's go with he gave up 2 touchdowns.
But Rocket's his career is not just last year. That's through his career.
I get that, right?
That's
And
what
look at
he's.
Marlowe's career. Marlowe's had an amazing career, with the exception of when he plays slot. We all know when Marlowe plays slot, he's in trouble. I know we give him praise saying, "Oh, he can play slot. He's this good. He's that." Marlowe gets eaten alive when he's in the slot, and it's sad, but it happens.
I mean, he's better in the slot than the corners we got when our slot guy goes.
This is true. But if I'm a quarterback and I'm looking and I go, Rock Yassin, Marlon Humphrey, I'll take him. I'll take Rock Yassin every time.
You still gonna
Whereas,
have a. You're still gonna have tight ends against our linebackers, and you're still gonna have a slot receiver, and we don't
yeah,
know
but you
who
know
that
what?
slot corner is gonna be. So there's more options to throw against, and they're probably better choice options because Roquan and PQ are not really good at coverage.
Roquan's pretty decent in coverage, and so is PQ. I like them. I like them both potential. Their coverage
Najee,
potential.
let me call Najee Harris and ask him how he feel about that.
All right, listen, listen. Every once in a while, they're gonna get, guys are gonna do them over.
Harris mess
But
up too. Okay.
but this brings up the question though. Everybody's got Baltimore ranked so high in their power rankings and their beliefs of teams that can win the Super Bowl this year. Do they actually earn that spot?
No, they don't earn that spot. Lamar Jackson earned that spot. You take
So
Lamar Jackson out, we're gonna sink like a rock in the middle of the ocean.
so basically, without LJ, this team is nothing. Which I can actually agree with. I actually
We'll,
agree with that.
we'll be at the bottom of the Laurentian abyss, like the Transformers.
And
Back at
Yolanda asks a good question here. PQ good in coverage since when? PQ's been good in coverage about the same amount of times that I don't know always actually sacked the quarterback. Anyway, listen. Here's my thing. PQ was better in coverage than a good number of linebackers because of his ability to move. He's got great ability to move. You just can't. He can't be the guy, right? He's got to be the number two guy, like he is now at Roquan. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, that hit me out of nowhere. He's got to be the number two guy, like he is with Roquan, right? Because Roquan can direct him and control everything and let PQ play free. If you look in the back half, in a lot of last year, but not even the back half, early on as well, when Uncle Bonds was there, he did fairly good in coverage. He had a lot of pass breakups in coverage, and he was there for a lot of plays in coverage. PQ actually surprised me in coverage, um, where he got a lot better. I already said I thought he was a better pass cover than our previous linebackers, including CJ Mosley.
PQ
But
does get in position very often,
yes,
but PQ has that same problem Marlowe has when the ball is in the air. He's just lost. He cannot play the ball to save his life.
no, absolutely, absolutely. But I'm not asking him to like that's something he's got to work on, right? But I'm not asking him to play the ball. I'm asking him to play the receiver. So for me, he does that better than C.J. Mosley and our previous linebackers, to be honest. But my thing is him allowing him to play free. He should be better. That's a
Jay
good
Cho-
question, Jay. That's a
hey,
good question, Jay. PQ should be better this season, right? That's what everybody's saying. He should be way better this season. And I agree, but
well, PQ's gonna have a problem this year because Simpson's supposed to be good at coverage. So
yeah,
Simpson on
Simpson's very good at
the
coverage.
yeah,
Simpson is very good at coverage.
right. So
He played a little
PQ,
safety. He played slot corner. He played outside corner. He was a pass rusher. That man can play all over the field. So PQ is in big trouble.
and then you got Malik. Malik and Simpson are better coverage guys than PQ. So
So is it a situation where we see Simpson rotated in on coverage plays? Possibly, right?
I mean, we run a multiple defense more so than a 3-4 now.
Yeah.
So Tim McDonald which I like the flexibility that our coordinators now have that they've never had before. Tim McDonald runs a multiple system. He's going to put his best players on the field. If that's 2D linemen, 4 linebackers, and however many corners, or 2D linemen, 5 linebackers, and however many corners, he's going to have different, I wouldn't just say coverages, different niches for each player. So Hamilton may be on the field, but he's going to put Hamilton where he's needed, and he might throw your boy Caillou Blue back there at safety.
Hey, listen, don't do that. No, Caillou Blue Kelly is a phenomenal zone coverage corner.
Exactly.
Phenomenal zone coverage corner.
If you put him back there
I can see them using him in that way.
Right. Put him back there on safety on Rockyson's side. Keep Hamilton in and around the box, or have Hamilton guarding the tight end of the other team. Caillou Blue, if he sees it coming, he's going to be where he needs to be. As long as he doesn't get caught on a stop and go, he's going to be fine back there. Like, I really think they may have chosen him and been like, look, you can be a great safety for us. We don't need you to be super fast. We just need you to be where you need to be to make the play.
With that being the case, is that them having a lack of faith in their number 14 pick from last year?
That's putting your players where they need to be to make the best impact on the game. If you have
by the way,
if you have your number 14 safety who is playing better than what was Owe drafted at? 8, 9?
No, Owe was the last pick of the first round. He was drafted at 32.
Your number 14 safety is a better outside linebacker than your number 1 pick, who was drafted 2 years before. If you see Hamilton pass rush, he's
a phenomenal pass rusher. Listen, that's not fair though. That's not fair because I'm a better pass rusher than Owe. we can't give Kyle Hamilton big ups for for being better than Owe, because that's what 98% of the league.
His percentage of sacks per 100 rushes last year was higher than probably anybody but Justin.
I gotta get this up. She said always gets.
She always says she.
Hold on, it's her and Mike.
Hold on.
Let me get that minimum. Get the screenshot.
Got that.
Need this. 8 sacks for Owe. All right.
I mean, Mike's taken some wild picks and hopes before, so I'm just assuming he's got a good heart for the young fella.
Listen, there's an undeniable belief they have in him. That I don't. I have it, but the problem is I never saw it in him from when we drafted him, because he couldn't produce 8 sacks in college. I think that, matter of fact, that might be all he did in college was 8 sacks. So I don't see it. Oh, 3 forced fumbles as well. That one's a little easier to do because he forced fumbles by mistake. I could take you back to the Chiefs game in Baltimore a couple years back where we won, and he reached out and actually mistakenly knocked the ball out of the running back's hand. And we recovered it. That's when we all thought Owe was like, Owe is gonna be a beast. No. He got lucky.
I remember that because Coach did a video. He was like, I apologize. Always, apparently he's better than I thought he was. And then the offseason came, I said, hey, Coach, you think you get a refund on that crow you ate?
Unlimited amount of pressure. See, the only reason I remember that time with Owe is because I was at that Chiefs game. I was at that game in Baltimore that night. Amazing game. Amazing atmosphere. It was absolutely crazy in the building that night. Me and my wife was there. We had a great time. I wish I had the pics up here because I'd show some up here, but it was a great game. And he happened to be in the right place at the right time. But if people pay attention to the rest of that game, he was technically nowhere to be seen most of the time. He made a couple plays that game, but like
Orlando manhandling him that day.
it's crazy. Oh, Mike, that's yo. I wish I would have saw you there. I wish I would have saw you there. I was sitting up front too. I was the fifth row, I think it was fifth row, 50-yard line. I was right there, right behind our team bench.
I was watching Coach's live stream, if that counts.
That does count, sir. I tried watching the live stream from the game. I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm too focused. I put my phone back in my pocket. I was like, I gotta focus. Huh?
I think I remember that because I remember somebody was there. That's like, yeah, I'm trying. I was like, I'm trying to watch the stream, but I keep looking up at the screen, and then my Wi-Fi is not fast as it needs to be. I'm gonna holler at y'all after the game.
Yeah, I was at that game. I tried watching the stream while I was at the game. That game was dope. It definitely was a dope game. The whole atmosphere was crazy. It took like 2 hours to get out of parking after the game, but it was well worth it.
Somebody should have told you that part. See, I'd have told you hit up the seafood spot that's across the street. It's a nice little small joint. They bomb though. Yolanda, if it don't happen this season, it is going to be violence for Owe. He's going to be walking out of practice every
That's already
day.
violence for Owe.
Like,
I'm not letting it slide.
He's going to have to cover his face in Vaseline like he about to get his ass moved every day because it's going to be.
I'm about to start calling him Owe the trash man. Listen, I can't. He might as well take over Grouch's spot on Sesame Street.
Nah, I'm gonna call him John Deere because all he do is eat grass.
Listen, I did not tell you they turned him vegan last season. That man said, I'm gonna go bulk up. He ate all his meat in the off season and bulked up. Got into the regular season, turned into a vegan. Ain't do nothing but eat grass all year long. And I'm not pausing it because I'm not pausing that because always deserve all the smoke.
He wanted to be the GOAT, so they gave him grass.
They gave him all the grass. It's crazy. See, he was stuck there for 4 hours. He said, yeah, I was there for like 2. It might have been 3 hours, but I was there forever. I mean, I got in my truck. Me and my wife got in the truck. We literally, like, I didn't even bother to turn the truck on. We just took the car off. It was just like, we'll get out of here eventually. And then we was like one of the last ones to leave the parking lot we were in.
If he gets his 8 sacks, he will finally have lived up to 3/4 of what he should have been this whole time. So the slander was warranted. The 8 sacks is just going to get the slander off him until he starts messing up again.
So here's my thing, right? If he provides 8 sacks this year, I'm still going to slander him. And here's why. Justin Houston, who is probably 2.5 years away from being 1 foot in the grave. Actually, he's 1 foot in the grave now. Have you ever seen him when he's just walking? The man's walking like he ain't got nothing left.
He just come back like
gave us 9.5 sacks last year, and a half sack which always stole from him, which would have gave him another couple $1 million. And always decided to jump on a man that was already headed to the ground and take half the sack, which was highway robbery, by the way. If Justin Houston can come in and give you 9.5, what would have been 10 sacks, while missing 4 to 5 games, because I believe he missed 4 to 5 games last year. He was hurt for a while, so he was out for a few games. So Justin Houston can come in and give you 10 sacks, and Owe can't give you even half of that.
And always
supposed to be the young first-round pick, star-studded athlete who's got all this potential and has all the what?
4.3 speed, but can't turn the corner.
Yeah, 4.3 speed, can't turn the corner. Like he's just as good as a freight train. He can run in a straight line like it's nobody's business.
He should have gave that half sack.
She said he balled the half sack. He should have gave it back. He should have gave it back.
He borrowed that sack like he borrowed French fry.
Listen, Owe is no more than a special teams player who puts his hand in the dirt. He's a gunner who puts his hand in the dirt. That's all he is. Because he literally, they snap the ball, he runs straight. and then he
Right. You
tries
just
to come back
get
behind the
to this
quarterback.
spot on the field so the other guy can come around the other end. Because he let me see how many times did he miss Josh Allen in that one play? He missed the sack twice.
Exactly, exactly. And I agree. Just try him in the middle and just let him bull rush, just like Mike just said, because that's
He
his
don't
only move anyway.
have, he don't
His
have
only
the
move is a bull rush.
he's
So,
barely bull rushing the tackle. You can't bull rush a guard if you can barely bull rush a tackle.
well, listen, they get him down there. If you get him down there next to Michael Pierce, let Michael Pierce eat up them blocks and let him pull on a couple stunt moves inside, maybe his speed will make a difference at that point. Maybe. Because if you line him up on one side, Michael
After
Pierce pushes, grabs two guys, and then you got him running the stunt up inside of Pierce and Matabike, he might be able to get somewhere.
what's the most important part of the stunter on the stunt?
Listen, that's not the point. All right?
What I just want you to say it because you don't want to say it, but I need you to say it.
He got to be able to turn the damn corner to get. Listen.
That boy couldn't turn if he was on a treadmill that went in a circle.
Listen, I can't. There's no way I can sit here and believe that untouched he couldn't turn the corner. I think
He
with
goes,
person on him, no.
so why he end up at the next tackle?
Listen,
He tried
I'm
he
trying
tried
to,
to come around the guard and end up at the tackle. And then the guy on the other end would end up coming free.
listen, line him up. You know what you do? I know. I'm gonna tell you what you do because he just said it. Let him stand up in the middle and rush. Right on plays where you're gonna blitz PQ, pull PQ out and put Owe in the middle. Let Owe rush from the middle.
You can turn the corner.
PQ is a phenomenal pass rusher too. I think that's another part of his game that people
You gonna take out the guy
really
who can
see.
come off the edge of the D tackle for the guy who's going to end up somewhere with the tackle. Hell, he might miss the corner and end up on the other team's sideline.
Come on, man, not the other team's sideline. Well, listen.
Look, even Forrest Gump.
You might say, yeah, nah, Reg, I ain't saying all that. Listen, I'm trying to find a way. I'm trying to find a way, no pun intended,
No
to
way.
get
Oh
this
wait,
man
that's all
some
it is.
usage, some proper usage.
There's
I
no way
get
for
it. Like, he's not an outside linebacker at this point. Even in college, he was a 4-3 hand the dirt defensive end. But in college, he ain't really get many sacks either.
you
And
can
he
do
was
it.
going
Oh
up
wait,
against lesser
like
talent.
get to this spot to make the QB run the other way. That's all you can do for him. Because even if he comes free, Josh Allen's going to hit him with a shimmy. Mahomes going to hit him with that slow spin move, and somehow he's going to be on the ground on his knees with a handful of grass trying to figure out where the QB went. If you get juked by Josh Allen, come on now.
Now, here's my fear with that. Mike, here's my one fear with that, right?
That's not NASCAR
Owe
pack.
will get bench pressed.
Right.
Owe will get absolutely bench pressed because that's why I'm not against trying to use him in a stunt where you have Pierce take up the blocks or even have Matabike taking up blocks or Broderick Washington or my boy TJ Travis Jones, you know what I'm saying, eating up blocks down there. But I think the problem with Owe is once somebody gets their hands on him, he's done for. He's out of the play. I mean, I watched this man get bench pressed by tight ends, so there's no way a center or guard is not gonna take him and press him and toss him out the club, as coach would say.
Oh,
Because
that guard's going to Reese's Pieces, his little ass.
he gets bench pressed. Like I watched some plays where he's getting blocked by tight ends, and it was sad. Yeah, I put my head down and I just cried in the corner.
What about that short that coach had? Well, I think they was playing Miami, and Owe jumped out the way of the running back, of the fullback.
Yeah, that's all way for you though. That's what he does. I'm gonna say it now. Malik Harrison is a better edge setter than Owe as well. And he's supposed to be a middle linebacker, but they played him outside a lot. And I watched him, and he did a better job setting the edge than Owe did. And
Malik's a thumper though. Malik hit King Henry and said, "Nah, you a Prince player." Go ahead, sit down. But it happened. I
It
mean,
did. Listen,
in real life happened. The fullback was going to the right. Oway was like, "Oh, hold on, play." He's like, "I was setting the edge on that. I thought the safety was coming down the alley."
Oway never wants to smoke though. When have
Nah, he
you
was
ever seen
right here.
Oway go head on into a chat like he doesn't? It was sad to watch, and this brings up the question of why you're willing to put 8 sacks on his name. I listen. I guarantee, and this I know this is gonna hurt to hear, but I guarantee he's one of those training camp position battles that's going on right now. Always
Position
job
battle.
is on the line, whether he realizes it or not.
I don't even think it's a battle. I think always holding on.
With the fact that let's you know what, I'm gonna take this time and I'm gonna jump right into the next subject. This man is David Ojabo enough? Because and I jump into this because he's the one that's currently coming for Always job. I know
Oh,
everybody.
wants the smoke. If you look at the tape that Coach did when we thought there was no chance we get Ojabo because he was a top 15 guy, like the fullback was coming. The tackle was coming full speed, and Ojabo just squared up and hit him with that shoulder like, "You guys are gonna run me over. You got to work for this." And every time they sent that guy that they sent that tackle in that pool, Ojabo put his shoulder into him. He didn't wait for him. He went and met him and put his shoulder into
Yeah, and
him.
that's key for a rusher. That's key for rushing and setting the edge. You got to be the attacker. And I agree. Oway does have the speed to cause problems, but he doesn't have the power. He has the speed, but once somebody put their hands on him, it's like I, I, he turns into Big Bird, where he's just big for no reason.
No,
Like
that he ain't even Big Bird because Big Bird held it down on Sesame Street. Big Bird was the gangster of Sesame Street. Oway turns into Baby Huey.
I get it. He's working hard to improve. We got the new coach over there.
They did the whole movie on Oway's. Oh, he's lifting weights and he's gonna come 3 times stronger and this, that, and the third. And man, he's gonna be a new beast. And he was worse. He
So
was worse.
here's the thing, right? I would say maybe he just went through like a sophomore slump type thing,
Nah, it
but
was his inability. He lost his ability to bend. To get to the point
Jay yelling at me.
and make a move, he lost that ability. No, I said
Disrespect.
Big Bird's
No,
gangster.
he yelling at me for comparing Oway to Big Bird. My bad. I didn't mean to disrespect Big Bird like that.
But he lost his ability to move, and that was his key ability. You're a 4.3 speed guy. All that matters is keeping the hands off you and making moves. And last year he lost any ability to make moves. Justin Houston is teaching you moves. Justin Houston is a bulkier guy than
Yeah,
Oway. Why is
and
he
slower,
able
way
to
slower.
bend the corner and do what he has to do, and you're not? Because you went to somebody who all they did was make you walk around like what was his name?
I
Butch
teach
from
you
Tom
that
and Jerry.
put them down.
Right. He had you walking around like Butch from Tom and Jerry, all top heavy, no legs. So, you know, this is strongest one in the whole cartoon. He the strongest one, but can't catch nobody because as soon as he go around the corner, he go sliding because he ain't got no maneuverability. And that's just simply what it was. It's not the Oway wasn't strong enough last year. He apparently got too strong and he wasn't doing calisthenics. Like even in the video they showed, they had him doing these crazy rip moves with the weights, but they didn't have him doing any actual moves.
He should have
Now,
been working on the spin moves and things of that nature to utilize
man,
his speed.
still flexible. I could pull a 350-pound refrigerator up the stairs.
You know what? You
Fine.
know who I blame for this? I'm gonna tell you who
But
I blame for this. I blame Garnett West. I blame GW, and the reason why is because some time ago, and a lot of people have let this go now, somewhat. He said he made a statement where he said Owe was like Julius Pepper from the Panthers.
Anybody who believes that was an idiot because Julius Peppers was very big, very strong, very fast, and very fucking flexible.
So listen, I'm not gonna defend what he said because I don't agree with what he said. But I think that a statement like that is what was going on in the mind of the Baltimore Ravens in their front office. It's what was going on in the mind of a lot of fans when he got drafted.
That's not what's going on. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. What Hendo always says: they saw a guy, we can take him now, and in 3 years, we can turn him into what we need him to be. Because Owe's biggest backstory was just like Akeem Olajuwon, he only started playing basketball or football around the time he started going to college. Akeem Olajuwon didn't touch basketball until he was like 18.
Yeah,
They came and got him in Nigeria. He didn't know what a basketball was. He was playing soccer. He was a 7 foot tall goalie. That's what he was, and that's what Owe was. He's a 6'2", 6'3"
I
mountain
think
of
he
a
may
man.
be 6'4". Always a
Right.
big dude.
He's a tall, big dude who can run a 4.3. If we could teach him to harness that speed to cut that corner, like Bruce Smith used to do back in the day, who is going to stop him?
He's 6'5". Always 6'5". 6'5", 258 pounds.
Right. So 6'5", 4.3. If we can teach him to bend the corner like Bruce Smith used to do back in the 90s, there's no way you could stop
Hey,
him.
big. My wife just stopped in the building. Hey,
The-
love you.
So that's what they saw. Like Hendo said, we keep drafting potential in the first round, thinking it's going to work out, and we ain't developed nobody yet. Not a single person have we developed that we drafted in the first round.
258 pounds. 258, Mike. That's at least that's what it just said when I just looked him up. It says he's at 258.
6'5", 260, and you can't bend the damn corner.
He can't bend a single bit of a corner.
You can't
Like
tell him
he
spin the
he
block.
might
He
as well
gonna be
have old man knees like me.
look. You be like, hey, spin the block. Yeah. You want a 3-point U-turn, or you just want me to make 4 lefts?
He's putting out K turns to try to get to the quarterback. He's doing K turns to try to get to the quarterback. You know what? It's kind of sad because yeah, he said he's about to change his prediction because he thought I said 215. Yeah,
Look,
no. The 258. So 260. He's a strong 260 pounds, 6'5", 260 pounds, and got fed grass all year long,
lawnmower style.
lawnmower style.
Just cut the grass, hit your feedback.
Like they did that man dirty. Like, and I think here's the worst part. Early on, people try to make the excuse, oh well, he's playing a lot of snaps. He's playing a lot of snaps. Like you can't really expect him to be. He's gonna be tired. You can't really expect him to do certain things.
What
What?
he doing in the first half of the game? He ain't getting nothing in the first half of the game.
He's 24 years old, 6'5", 260 pounds. I want him to play a lot of snaps. I'm expecting him to play a lot of snaps.
But here's the thing: we also had a lot of scoring early in the season. So I mean, he still had opportunity. He still had time to rest because that's when we was at. We had a couple. We had some quick.
Long drives. Yes.
We had some quick hitters, but we had some long drives. I'm telling you right now, we used to play football for 4 or 5 hours, and we played offense. I was receiver, and defense. I was the safety. We played for 4 or 5 hours, and we played both ways. So
Yeah.
that same guy who you just burned for a touchdown, hey, strap up because now he's playing receiver, and you gotta catch him.
Well, you
Like,
know what's gonna happen, right?
huh?
You know what's gonna happen, right? They're getting ready to replace Ricard. You know who, right? Always our next fullback.
Well, I mean, Harvey Fox always misses everything.
Listen,
So,
he's got a 4.3 speed. Okay, he can't do nothing on defense.
well,
He's
he
gonna be a
can't run a
gunner.
wheel route. It's going to be a square route.
That's fine. That's fine. They just they gonna he gonna run out and up every play.
No, he's just going to run out.
That works. Matched up on a linebacker. I'll take away.
Man, they're gonna have to. Always gonna have, his route gonna be called the split belly because he's just gonna run between the guard and the center
Listen,
and just
hand him the
just keep.
ball. Hand it off to him. Can he hold the ball? I'd put him through a bunch of running back drills all off season. See if he can hold on to the ball.
He gonna get bench pressed. He's gonna hit the
What?
hole and the linebacker is gonna crush him. He's
I
gonna fold up
mean,
like.
he is 6'5". Like that's a big dude to be a running back. For all
And
we
you
know,
still
he could end up the next Derrick Henry. We don't know.
Derrick Henry can actually turn the corner.
Maybe he's working on that. You know, maybe
Derrick
he's
Henry can
loosening
actually
up some ankle joints. So when he makes them cut, you know what
make
I mean?
cut.
Listen, maybe he's working on them ankle joints. They're gonna be loose.
Them little lad leg he got.
All in the little legs. He got little baby legs. He's gonna be. Listen, his legs remind me of
Chicken.
Deadpool 2 when Juggernaut ripped his body in half.
His little leg start going back.
He was sitting on the couch and he's trying to go back. They're just dangling.
Now, I'm gonna tell you with all honesty, and there's no always slander come. Okay, there's a lie. Always about to get slandered to hell. Uh, Owe, he probably run like Dexter's mom in Dexter's laboratory.
Mm. All right, listen. I'm I'm trying some positivity here. We
Yolanda
won't
gonna
have
have
to
you.
slander.
You get to the meet and greet, Yolanda gonna have something for you.
We won't have to slander Owe anymore because Ojabo's taking his job, and it's not gonna be hard for him to do.
I mean, I think he was drafted to take his job anyways. I ain't gonna hold you. I really think he was drafted to take his job. It was gonna
Yeah,
be
because
Abo was gonna be the number one pass rusher, and if Owe started to pan out, they were gonna let Owe have the left side.
because we can't. People keep forgetting. Everybody says, "Oh, it's gonna be Owe and Ojabo rushing, and them two together. There's gonna be a problem." Da, da, da. How are you forgetting about Tyus Bowser? Tyus Bowser does everything under the sun on that side of the ball. Whether it's setting the edge, pass coverage, rushing the pass, he does it all. Are you telling me you're going to take a guy like Tyus Bowser off the field for Owe
I
just
wouldn't
so
even take.
Ojabo could rush on that side?
I don't care if Ojabo can get you 9 sacks a year. Tyus Bowser gives you the absolute flexibility you need to run whatever defense you feel like you want to run.
Exactly. And that man can cover. He is one covering son of a gun.
They need
That
to
man
sign.
can cover like ain't nobody business.
They really need to extend him before he goes off this year.
Listen, I plead the fifth.
Bing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's the boys coming back.
Listen, we gonna ball out. Remember when you played ball with the homeboy and you raised your game? That's what's gonna happen with them. I can't see. That's my problem, right?
That's basketball. That ain't
They
12 on
not
12.
gonna be on the field together. They play the same position. I don't see them pulling Tyus Bowser off the field to put Owe on for a pass rushing situation, which means they have to pull somebody else off the field. Who do you pull off the field? I mean, I can understand a Michael. Okay, you pull Michael Pierce off, but you're going to replace him with Travis Jones because you want somebody to pass rush on the interior.
Now,
And Justin
I ain't
Matabike.
gonna hold you. One package, forget the NASCAR package. One package I've like, it's a dream of mine. Nights like this.
With
Jones, Washington, Matabike. If you put all three of them on the line and those weird, it's like 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 5 downs, they could stop the run on the way to the quarterback. Like that
Right.
is a hell of a 3 for any offensive line to have to deal with. And then you still got to worry about an outside rusher coming from out of nowhere. If you put them
Right.
on the line and you rush PQ on one side and Simpson on the other, like that's a lot of power and that's a lot of speed at the same time. It's a lot to deal with.
And there lies the problem, though, Mike. We're not sure how creative Mike McDonald really is with that defense. We don't know. He's had. I mean, this is what his 3rd year now, so we'll see. But he's been a defensive coordinator. This is going to be his 3rd year in Baltimore. It's going to be a total of 4 years he's been a defensive coordinator. He was only DC 1 year in Michigan. So we don't know exactly how creative he can get, and that's part of the problem. And
He
how
was a
how
study for 3 years here
yeah,
before
no,
Wink got.
I know that. I know that. But does that really mean anything these days?
I mean, he
'Cause-
learned. He learned from. Damn, who was the defensive coordinator before Wink?
oh no, that's a bad example. I'm gonna tell you that now. I'm not even gonna bring his name. I know exactly what you're talking about. But let's just do you a favor and not even talk about him because that's a bad defensive coordinator.
But who was the defensive coordinator?
It was what's his name with that was with the Patriots.
The chat ain't helping us out. But what I'm
No,
saying
that
is,
ain't helping us out. But I don't want to bring his name up anyway because
whether
it's
you
gonna bring back
learn
negative
what to
thoughts.
do, whether you learn what to do or what not to do, he learned lessons from that coordinator, and he also learned lessons from Wink. So he's seen the what not to do's, and he's seen some of the what to do's. So he has experience from for better or for worse as a defensive coordinator.
I'm not mad at that lineup. I'm putting Bowser PQ on the outside, Ojabo Metabike Owe inside.
Yeah, that lineup will
Again,
work.
again though, once somebody gets their hands on Owe, he's done for.
Yeah, well,
For
what
some
Mike is
reason,
trying
he can't shed a block. That's. I get. Yeah, no, I get what Mike's saying. Use the speed, and it should be able to. He'll be able to
well,
then pull those stunt moves, hopefully. But
it's not. I wouldn't even say use the speed because the other two are going to command a double team. It's going to force. Well, he's trying to force. I'm assuming he's trying to force the offensive line to have to shift protection, and you have Simpson or PQ chasing the playback from the backside while the other one's setting the edge. It would be very difficult to handle, but Owe holding his block would actually benefit that play style.
yeah, but we're talking about trying to get Owe sacked.
No, he said his 3rd and long package. He didn't say trying to get Owe
That's
sack.
true. That's
He was saying
true.
his 3rd and long
My
package.
mindset is trying to get them in to actually make some plays on the field.
Look, like Coach says, he didn't make the play, but he made the play. Because if you have to double those two on the right side, then Owe playing pity pat. If he's doing dance moves with the right guard, it don't matter.
Yeah, but that's also more so in the run situation that's gonna work. But
That's
that's not
that.
gonna matter. If
That's
we're
the.
passing, if we're passing, now you're taking speed out of coverage
I mean,
because
that's either way. That's you taking Haloti Nada, Terrell Suggs, and who's the other guy who's on the other end? Was it Paul Kruger?
Paul Kruger.
And Paul Kruger, and then you still having two speed guys on the outside to rush.
But Paul Kruger and Terrell Suggs were the outside guys. Yes, they moved inside occasionally, but they
Right.
were the outside
That's
guys.
it's like putting them inside and having those two
Yeah,
speed
but
lines.
who are we comparing to Terrell Suggs and Paul Kruger? I think that's what you're forgetting is the lack of the actual skill, and that's what I'm getting at with Owe because
Okay,
it's the lack
fine.
of the
Take,
actual skill.
take Kruger and put Brent Urban.
All right, fine, I'll take that one. Brett Urban is better than Owe, by the way. I'm just gonna put that out there.
He is, but it's the closest I got. I like which one? Which one? I did my best.
But so here's my thing, right? There's that package. Then you could take. There's other packages. Leave Bowser PQ outside. Bring Old Jabo as one end. Bring Travis Jones as your nose tackle in that situation, or in the middle, and then you put Matabike on the other side of him. Now that pass rush is looking even more dangerous because Travis Jones is guaranteed to eat up two guys in the middle while still bringing a pass rush.
I mean,
Matabike is going to eat up two guys, and then you got Tyus Bowser outside of him, and you got PQ on the other side with Ojabo rushing one on one with both their with nobody. Somebody's coming free.
that's almost the one I use, but okay.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I agree. It is very similar to what you use, but I'm saying that's better. I think with Oway off the field is what I'm getting at.
I didn't have a way
Because
on the field. Okay, I did not have him on the field. I
you
had
did not.
PQ
You did not.
side.
I don't
I
know.
had
I
PQ.
just think Oway's one of those guys that he's kind of lost by the wayside because he hasn't shown an ability to use his hands well to get
I
off
wouldn't
blocks.
even say to use his hands. Owe has not shown a specialty. Owe hasn't shown us anything that we can say that's what he does great. He has speed. He sometimes has a bull rush. Sometimes he has a spin move. Sometimes he's in
He
the right
never has
place.
a spin move. I seen him try to spin move and get stopped every time. He never has a spin move. But it's more like
Yeah, he
it's more
throws
of a
it out.
180 than a 360.
Yeah, he at least throws it out there. But
But
there's
no, I get what you're saying though.
he's like it's like you're playing cards. He's the eight in every subject, and it's like you could at least be a joker at one or two things. Like at least be the queen or the king at one or two things. Like I can't even say he's the jack of all trades. He's not a high face card in anything. He's just a strong eight. Like there's nothing that I can say. This is what Owe does great. Yeah, he runs fast, but in running fast, you have to run in a controlled situation where you can take advantage of that speed. He can't take advantage of the speed, so him running fast doesn't do anything for anybody.
Yeah, he
He
has.
picks and
Half the time it looks like he doesn't even have control of his body. Once he makes contact with the old lineman 90% of the time, it looks like he loses all control. His arms flailing in the air. He's like
like he's trying to
he's
get a
on his way to
foul.
yeah, he's on his way to the ground to go enjoy his grass meal of the day. Um, if I don't know, I'm not gonna say technically. I've already said it. I'm not gonna say he's a lost cause yet, right? Because he's still on the roster. As long as he's on the roster, they're gonna try to put something into him because he was a first round pick.
He has the physical talents, but he's if he's in a rotation as far as basketball goes, he's the eighth man down the bench. Like at this point, you have your starting five. He's a rotation guy, and he's not the high rotation guy, but he's in there. You're going to see him. But Ojabo he went from being the seventh man, the sixth or seventh man on the bench to being the eighth man on the bench because between Simpson being able to actually cover and move very well, so that takes that thing. Malik Harrison can now move down and do what uh what Owe was doing. You almost got
Yeah,
called no. What Owe was doing. And Ojabo is going to have the other side, and Ty Spouse is going to have the other side. So what are you really doing?
yeah. And Mike agrees with you. He's got to find his niche this year. It's
I mean, Owe and Prochet, they're going to be on YouTube like me and you.
oh no shit, no way. Yeah. Listen, Crochet is a whole different story.
Prochet
Um,
got those out. He doesn't. Prochet is not talentless. Did we use him properly? Not even close to at all. In a few
yeah, but
situations in were high pressure situations that you don't put a guy in who plays less than 12% of the snaps per game. You don't put him in a
exactly.
45 and say, "Hey, catch this." Oh, it's a Hail Mary. Hey, catch this. Like just like you have rhythm shooters, you have guys who need plays to get into the field of the game to do what they do. And we didn't allow him to do it. Now, if he makes the team this year with our 4 and 5 wide sets, how we'll actually be swapping wide receivers in and out, how the coach, who is the offensive coordinator, is not going to say, hey, you know what? I don't like you today. You're playing 3 snaps in the second half like he did Gus Edwards
Yeah,
when we only had 2 running backs in the first place. Our coordinator is going, hey, you come out, you come in. I need you to line up wherever this corner is. I need you to line up against this corner because your job this play is to take advantage of the route I'm giving you because it's meant to beat this corner with your abilities. So you have a offensive coordinator who may actually use him to his strengths instead of just being like, hey, you're going to be the third receiver. Here's the play I'm calling.
that's that's true. But they're also different just because draft position, right? Um, Draft position alone, OA should be far ahead instead of standing in the same spot at, right? He was supposed to be drafted to come in, and even if they were based on future potential, you know, he was supposed to be drafted to come in and be the guy, whereas Prochet was drafted to come in and be a guy. And it's a big difference between what a team is expecting of a player between that first round pick and fourth, fifth round pick. But Prochet, we've seen him some of the things he's done for what he's working for. It seems like when he goes into the off season, when we see clips of him, he's making strides towards trying to be better at his craft. Whereas, like you said, Away went out and just got big. And it didn't really work better towards his craft. So I don't know. We'll see what a difference a year makes. This was a phenomenal stream. Once we don't wait for over an hour, time for us to cut it off, save a little bit for the next time, where we will be hitting you out with another stream. It will be weekly. I'm gonna have to get back on my schedule next week when I get back from vacation. But I believe this might be my last stream for this week. I don't foresee myself doing any more pop up streams this week. I think I'm gonna hold off till I get back next week and get back on every Thursday. Maybe try to hit you with some daytime streams, around 3, 4 p.m. A couple days a week. We'll see what happens.
I feel like
Jay
you're
Jay said I got you in 30. So Jay, I believe this means Jay is about to go live in 30.
okay,
So
Jay. What
we'll be there.
you're the subjects today, Jay?
We'll be there, Jay. We will be there. Everybody go tune in to Jay the Six. He's about to go live. We're gonna enjoy that show in 30 minutes. I don't know if it's gonna be on his YouTube or his Twitch. Jay, drop it in the comments. Let me know if it's your YouTube or your Twitch. Um, but we'll be there either way. Well, thank y'all for coming through. Um, it's been a great show. Thank you, my co-host, Mr. Ghost. Let them know where they can find you, sir.
X6 Ghost on YouTube, X6 Ghost _ Instagram, Twitter sometimes, I'm getting more active on his Twitter. I'm trying to get there, but my antisocial will be unsocialing.
Hey, listen, I'm not very active on my Twitter either. Right? I get up there every once in a blue moon. I'm so busy. I got so much stuff going on. I'm constantly running around, especially with the little one. That I usually don't have time to get on my Twitter. But I got to get a little more active up there too. Maybe to pull more people over to come see our show. You know what I mean? And we'll keep it live. And he does say it is on his YouTube channel. So Jada Six, right? Go watch him. He's live in 30. Live in 30. Check out his YouTube channel. Great content.
It'll be
We will
45.
be
It's
here.
9 o'clock his time, so about 46 minutes.
Okay.
44.
So about 44 minutes. Um, Yolanda, we appreciate you for dropping in. We appreciate everybody who watched with us. We love y'all. Go get some merch. I'm gonna put it. It's gonna be in the description after the show. Your boy got a store on Etsy with some merch in there. Some fire merch in there. Go check it out. You gotta get some. Don C, what up? What's up, my guy? What's up? Living Legends, what's good? What's good? Y'all just missed it. We were just checking out. We've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. Um, Most of it talking trash about Owe. I'm gonna be honest. That's what most of it was. Right?
Yeah.
Having fun, having a good time. Hey, definitely watch the playback. I think you guys will love it. Cop some merch. I will put the store name and stuff in the description. Ghost, I believe you have a store as well, right?
Oh yeah, got it on Spring.
On Spring. So I need you to send me the link, and I will put that in the description as well. You'll have his store. You'll have my store. Go check them out. Fire merch in both stores. I promise you will not be disappointed either way. That's right. No Dafe, no Dafe slow way was a lot of the conversation here. I think you guys will enjoy it. Definitely watch it back. It was a good time. We had fun. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. As you know, I'm Living Big with Big Reg here on YouTube, also on TikTok, and at BReg29 on Twitter. Now, we love y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and stay blessed. Peace.
Peace.